GPS-enabled devices: A Violation of Privacy by Nicholas Thomas. What is a GPS? GPS, the Global Positioning System, is a satellite-based navigation system made up of a network of 24 satellites placed in orbit by the U.S. Department of Defense. How it works: the satellites in orbit are used to triangulate the position on Earth. The GPS receiver compares the time signal. A signal was transmitted by the satellite with the time is received. The time difference tells the GPS receiver how far away the satellite is. Typically, it takes 3 satellites to triangulate a position. Types of GPS devices. Among the ones you see here, you also have vehicles, air, land, and sea, as well as most of the applications you see here. Known issues and ethical considerations. Law enforcement used to be able to put tracking devices on vehicles without warrants. Because United States versus Jones, all law enforcement are now required to receive a warrant before they are allowed to track a vehicle for investigation purposes. Third-party selling of information used for geolocation services. Sometimes a company will use the information that it gets from a customer or consumer to use that information to sell the information or sell their geolocation purposes for companies that are geared to sell a commercial product or target commercial products towards a certain demographic and for a certain area. Current laws favor big businesses versus consumers because the only laws in place now are Privacy Information Act of 1974 and TORS. Big businesses basically has more leverage in the industry because because third party companies are actually selling information and the consumer is they're not very protected. The other thing you have is contract liability. It's limited because the burden of proof is on the consumer that because of the geolocation services, because they were tracked using GPS, that the harm was done to them. Also, in application disclosures, most users review a user license agreement. But however, because of the technicality of the documents and the wordiness and how they seem like lawyer jargon, user agreements embed a waiver of the consumer's rights in it, and such that most people do not know that they're actually waiving their rights when they agree to the user agreement. Industry standards. There's the Private Information Act 1974, also torts law, and there are proposed bills on the horizon: the Geolocation Privacy Act and Surveillance Act and the Location Privacy Protection Act. They are actually founded and started by the technology groups that advocate stricter laws, which are the Center for Democracy and Technology, Electronic Privacy Information Center, and the World Wide Web Consortium. Real-world applications. There are studies for seniors with dementia. Ruth Landau and Shirley Warner have an experiment where they populate a small group of seniors from age 65 and up and find out if those the personal GPS devices shown here warrant the need for those dementia cases. Their research concluded that it is crucial to maintain balance between the needs of persons with dementia for protection and safety and their need for autonomy and privacy. So basically, this leverages the need for the patient's need for privacy along with the need for their safety because they are dementia and they will tend to wander. Rental car agencies. There's an increasing number of agencies that puts GPS in the vehicles to track where renters are out of state and etc. California is the first state to disallow vehicles in rental cars because of erroneous lawsuits filed by the rental car companies stating that the clients had actually went out of state when actually their GPS devices failed. By the ACM Code of Ethics, the charge to avoid harm to others, respect the privacy of others, be fair, and to take action not to discriminate, to honor confidentiality, to honor contracts, agreements, and assign responsibilities, and to articulate and support policies to protect the dignity of users and others affected by a computing system. You want to respect the privacy of others by not selling their information and by keeping their information hidden and confidential. And we also want to not have cause harm to your consumers by using or selling their information such that they would be exposed to personal injury from the geolocation or being found on a GPS system. And we do want the companies just to enforce better policies that would keep malicious users and/or the users without authorized access from affecting the computer systems. This map is showing the growing trend in GPS-enabled devices over the next couple of years, and showing that it only comes in second next to Bluetooth devices or Bluetooth capabilities that would be in devices as well. So GPS is a growing trend that's going to be around, and we need to make sure that we are protected against it. Conclusion: GPS devices are actually neutral themselves, but the individuals or the companies are the ethical actors in that environment. I'd like to tighten policies concerning GPS and see more acts make it to legislature, and see more and more of these acts also pass legislature and become law. We want to use privacy enhancing technology PETs, which actually basically have a company encrypting technologies where they encrypt the signal or encrypt the information about where the location is, and not allowing people with unauthorized use or malicious users to target, or malicious companies to target this information. They would need an encryption to be able to receive that information. Also using GPS cloaking anonymity through location-based services. Also, these companies would actually, individual users could actually cloak their location using an anonymity service that they would to use to be able to evade GPS detection. Thank you. Any questions?